There's just something about summer near the ocean that makes me want to become a different version of myself. The kind of summer with tangled, salty hair, paperbacks stuffed into beach bags, sunscreen and sea air lingering on my skin, going to the pool with my friends, or seeing the waves crash softly through open windows before the world wakes up. I've honestly been craving stories that feel the same way. Windswept, nostalgic, maybe a little bit magical. The kind of books that you lose yourself in after long days in the sun when the sky turns blue, gold, and pink, and everything else feels softer somehow. So these are the books I'm bringing into my summer this year. This book feels like sea salt in your hair, Polaroids tucked into your beach bag, and staying up way too late at Martha's Vineyard while everything around you is asleep. It follows a summer wedding filled with chaos, family traditions, and a late-night game of water gun assassin, and the kind of romance that sneaks up on you slowly. It's definitely one of those books that feels warm, nostalgic, in the best way. Kind of like reading on a picnic blanket while the sun starts to set and realizing that you just don't want the summer to end. The Summer of Broken Rules was honestly such a nostalgic and enjoyable read for me, especially as someone who's originally from the East Coast and grew up by the beach. This book made my heart feel so warm and fuzzy. I got this a couple years ago and I read it for the first time. I had never really been a big rom-com reader, but this YA book was such a good read. So if you're looking for that East Coast summer, slow, sweet romance, fun family traditions, this book is definitely for you. This was such a good read. For our next book, think Egypt. Late summer, hot, sandy days. This is for you. This book kind of is the type of book I'd want to read by candlelight. Reflecting on river water, reminds me of old journals tied with ribbon. Maybe standing on a deck of a boat somewhere far from home, watching dark, stormy clouds roll in. It's set in the 1880s in Egypt, and it follows a girl who's uncovering secrets surrounding her parents' death. But the atmosphere is honestly what I've heard makes this book unforgettable. Everything is rich, windswept, and mysterious. Think desert heat, ancient ruins, silk dresses, and that feeling that something dangerous is always just beneath the surface. It reads like a dusty summer adventure mixed with a dream. This book is What the River Knows by Isabel Pepinez. I'm sorry, I don't want to pronounce that wrong. This is on my TBR for the summer. I'm very much looking forward to this. I've heard it's very nostalgic, Egyptian feel. My dream, and please tell me I'm not the only one that dreamed this. If this was also your dream, please tell me in the comments. When I was 7, I was convinced I was going to be an archaeologist in Egypt. That was just my dream. Or a dolphin trainer, or a dog hotel owner, but definitely an archaeologist. So this kind of brings up those same feelings of archaeology in Egypt and old vintage dresses and all those things. So I'm really looking forward to reading this. Speaking of that book, it's actually a duology. So of course you had to know I bought the second one. The second one is Where the Library Hides. This book feels like flickering lantern light, hidden passageways, and old letters tucked between the pages of dusty books. Where the Library Hides has such a rich, adventurous atmosphere, ancient mysteries, shimmering romance, and the feeling that everyone is hiding something. It feels dramatic and magical in the best way, like getting caught in a summer storm somewhere far from home. So this one is just the sequel to the first one, and it's kind of the same vibe, but hopefully more. I'm trying not to read too much on the back because I want to read the first one before I read the second. Yeah. So if you're looking for that type of summery Egyptian feel, these are definitely for you. Okay, these next 3 books are actually a trilogy. I read the first one last year, and I will be continuing with the second and third this year, and that is The Sunken City, The Fallen Witch, and The War of Shadows. So for the first book, The Sunken City basically feels like salt water on your skin, pirate ships disappearing into storms, and discovering an underwater kingdom that was never supposed to exist. It has sea magic, danger, romance, and such a dreamy world building feel. It's It's kind of like the Pirates of the Caribbean mixed with a fairy tale, and that is The Sunken City. I really like this book. I think it might be a middle grade, but I really don't care. It is such a good book. It has all of the piratey feels, all of the underwater kingdom feel. There's romance mixed in, there's adventure, there's danger. I absolutely love this. I read this at the beach last year, and when I found out it was a trilogy, I pre-ordered the other books, got them delivered this year so I could read them in the summer this year. So I highly recommend this book. And honestly, like, if you're worried about, oh, I don't want to read a middle grade book, it's for kids. Honestly, some of the best books I read are middle grade. The second and third I also have, and these are on my TBR. Once again, these are middle grade books. These are very appropriate, but there's a lot of adventure and all the same feels. So for the second book, this one is definitely a little moodier, like candlelight flickering in hidden tunnels, storms rolling over the ocean at nighttime. There's lots of tension in this book and wars going on. It feels like a little bit more dangerous and emotional. This is the one that I am currently reading. It is so good. I'm really enjoying it. I'm just at the beginning, so we'll see how it goes, but it's been really good for a summer read so far. Finally, for the third one in the trilogy, The War of the Shadows. This book is more of like a cinematic book, right? So think crashing waves, magic unraveling, impossible choices, and the kind of ending that makes you stare at the wall afterwards. Everything is bigger, more emotional, and I've heard it's very atmospheric. So this is just the final ending to the trilogy. So I'm really excited to read this one also this summer. So if you're looking for that magical, piratey, fairy tale, underwater kingdom feel, I highly recommend these books because you can never go wrong with some fantasy. Time to switch up the vibe a little bit and try to guess and see if you can guess if you know what this book is just by me describing it. I'm actually starting this one this week, so wish me luck. And I know, I should have read this one before. Everything about it gives beach house, late night swims, first love, and the nostalgic feeling of summers that feel endless when you're young. Golden hour on the coast, and I know I'm gonna want to read it outside with a nice coffee. Did you guess it? You're right, the summer I turned pretty. I've never read this book, so I'm so excited to read this. We're going to be going to the beach next week, and this will be my beach read that I will be reading while I'm there. I am sure that all of you have read this, so would love to know what you thought about in the comments because I've never read it before, so I'm really looking forward to it. So yeah, but if you haven't read it, maybe you should read it, because I mean, it's got seashells. Hello, seashells. Seashells. Okay, sorry. So the next book I actually don't have with me. I gave it to one of my close friends. So shout out, Shay, you have the book I gave you. I hope you like it. But The Summers at the Saint. This was such a good book. Think summer, East Coast, all of those feelings, but also there's like mystery and thriller kind of mixed in too. This book feels like expensive sunscreen, coastal hotel balconies, linen dresses, and gossip whispered over cocktails by the water. Summers at the Saint has that glamorous beach town atmosphere where everything looks beautiful on the surface, but there's drama and secrets underneath it all. It's very much like reading by the pool on vacation while pretending you're part of the drama too. When I say drama, I don't mean like drama. I mean like it's like a mystery, right? So this book was so fun. I read it while we were at the beach a couple years ago. Really enjoyable writing. There are a couple cuss words, so that would be the only warning that I would have. I just kind of overpassed those. But besides that, it was a clean book. It was so good. The thriller mystery part really honestly caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting the ending, and I'm usually pretty good at predicting that. But it was such a fun book. I really, really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I had a really fun time making it, and I'd love to know if there are any books on your summer TBR that you're looking forward to reading, or maybe your favorite summer book that you've read. I'm always looking for new books to read, so I'd love to know. But I hope that you have a great and beautiful week, and remember that you are chosen, you are loved, you are special, and you have time. I will see you very soon. Maybe we'll be at the beach when I see you. I don't know. With some fun beach ideas and like fun mermaid ideas. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, bye.